Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second leg of this Microsoft NextGen Heroes marathon. Last time we talked about Azure AI Speech, its capabilities, and we showed how powerful it is in action. Today, we will also focus on Azure AI Foundry and learn new ways to use it. Specifically, talk we will talk about Azure AI Foundry agents. These agents bring a whole new world of possibilities to developers and firms, and they save a lot of time and money in the process. Today, we will cover the basics of what they are, how do they work, and in the end, we'll see a showcase demo and we'll see those agents in action. Now, the agenda for today, first, as usual, we will introduce ourselves, tell you a bit about our background. Then uh, we will shortly talk about Microsoft Learn and how it has helped us learn a lot and improve our career tremendously. And then after that, we will dive into the fun stuff. We'll talk about agents, how do they work, what are the background processes that happen that we usually don't see, and we'll get to know them a bit better. And at the end, we'll showcase all that, and we will have a Q&A to answer all your questions. So without further ado, Boyan, please tell us about yourself.
Hello, everyone, and also good afternoon, good evening to whoever has joined us at this time. I know that it's quite late for a Friday, but still, really appreciate all of you joining us for this amazing session today. So, to make a short introduction, as always, my name is Boyan Ivanovsky. I'm a current master student at and big data at Barcelona Technology School. Currently, also a Microsoft Learn student ambassador. Together with Marco and Nicholas, we're trying to spread tech vibes everywhere we go. So basically, being part of MLSA and being part of NextGen Heroes um, has really gave me this opportunity to be an active community member, to share knowledge, to share projects, and also to participate in amazing events such as this one. Something more about me: I definitely love doing projects using the Azure AI Foundry platform, and currently it is my passion and the thing that I want to do in the future also. So I would say that it's a wonderful platform, and what we're going to see today and what will Marco showcase us is really some of its core features, and I really encourage all of you to give it a try in the next couple of days or weeks. You can have a look at it right now. So how these AI agents work and what is the core principle behind them, and I think that they could be really useful. Don't you agree, Marco?
Yeah, exactly. This is the future, as we all know, and it's shaping up to be really, really fun for all of us. So, once again, thank you to all of you who joined us today, who took time out of their day to learn something new. Firstly, my name is Marco Atanasov. I am currently a junior DevOps engineer at Macedonian Telecom, and I'm also pursuing my software engineering degree here at Skopje, Macedonia. I would like to mention that I love being part of the MLSA community and the Microsoft Hero community because I have made a lot of lasting friendships and have improved my professional life as well. While we are on the topic about Microsoft communities, I would like to talk about Microsoft Learn and why it's truly a special place to anyone that wants to learn these technologies and enjoys the Microsoft ecosystem. So if you haven't joined our community yet, you can do it on techcommunity.microsoft.com. We are part of the Microsoft Hero Learning Room, where we are around 6,000 members in the community. And it's a great chance for you to learn, to get involved, and engage with like-minded individuals and fellow learners. And you can also easily contribute and give back to the community. All you need to do is fill out a form and you'll quickly be welcomed into the learning room. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. Boyan, tell us about these agents. Give us an intro.
Well, it's a very important thing to mention that the Azure AI agents are really, nowadays are, I would say just the word agent sounds really popular right now, but do we really know what an agent is and what an agent does? So basically, a lot of people hear the word agent and they think that it's just a fancy word for a chatbot, but basically it's not. So an agent is a model that can reason, use tools, and also take actions on its own to complete a goal. So basically, the key difference from a plain LLM and an agent is that the agent has a memory, has tools, and also, of course, the most important thing, it has a goal that it needs to achieve. So basically, it doesn't just answer, but it also decides what to do next. And the great thing about Azure AI Foundry Agent Service is that it handles all the infrastructure for you. The only thing that you should focus on is just the logic. So now I would like us to see what's actually inside in an agent. So the basic components. And I think this image is a really nice representation of what an agent really is and what an agent really does. Also, we can clearly see the components here. So we have three layers. First is the input. This is what the agent receives. So it could be user messages, system of events, or even messages from other agents. Then, as you can see in the middle, we've got the agent itself. Built on an LLM model, driven by instructions you define, it equipped with tools you give it to it. And on the right, finally, we have the output. So either agent messages or structured data. And below, you can see the tool calls. So you have the retrieval, the actions, and the memory tool. These are what, basically, these are the tools that make the agent actually do things, not just talk to us. So basically, it's one of the most important things in this diagram. Nonetheless, these components can be found in various agent types. So we have three types of agents, and we need to be aware that there are different agents. So there's not only one type of an agent. So Azure AI Foundry basically gives you three types depending on what you need. So the first type is a prompt agent. And basically, this is the simplest kind. So no code, you just configure the instructions, pick a model, the tools, and basically you're done. So this is what we are building live today. Then we'll have the workflow agents, which is a step higher than the prompt agents. So here, the workflow agents are basically agents that that you would need to use in order to coordinate multiple agents or to run multiple agents at the same time. So it's a very intuitive type of an agent. Also, a very important thing to mention is that it has think approval flows, branching logic, and agent-to-agent communication. And finally, the hosted agents. So basically, these are full code-based agents, and they can be built in any type of a framework. We have maximum control, maximum flexibility, and also these agents can be deployed as containers too. So these are the, if I would need to rank them, hosted agents are the highest level of agents, and really they're the ones that do basically the most. So for today's demo, we wanted to start on the most simple step. So I know that some of the people here want to see the base stuff, and then we could gradually go into the harder stuff. But today we decided to go with the prompt agents, because honestly, you'll be amazed how much these agents can do with just a simple configuration. And that's what Marco will show us today in the demo.
Yes, exactly, Boyan. So, as we said in the beginning,
Marcos, I
Azure,
cannot hear you. I don't know about the others. Can you
uh,
try?
test, 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 test. You can't hear me? No?
No, still not. Okay, you
Um,
can try rejoining. I'll delve in still to the agent types. So until you fix the issue. So basically, a little bit more about the agent types. So I would like to say that right now, Agent AI Foundry is one of the most popular frameworks that Microsoft enable us to do, and to create different types of Azure AI services, especially the agents, as you all saw. But believe me, Azure AI Foundry is not only about the agents. So that platform is basically consisted of all the AI tools in the Microsoft ecosystem, and it was basically an upgraded version of the Azure Studio. So all of these tools that were integrated into the Azure AI Foundry were basically found before in the Azure ecosystem. So just to give you an intro of what are you going to see next. So
yes.
Marco,
Can you hear me
we
now?
good?
Hopefully.
Uh,
Hopefully. Hello?
no,
Hmm.
still not.
Let's try
Maybe
joining.
try to join via phone. It could
Yes, we will do
be, I
that.
think, easier. Sorry for the interruptions, but as you all know, it's a technicality, so we'll quickly fix it. But in the meantime, I can jump on the Azure AI Foundry portal and maybe show you some how we're gonna do this thing together. So I'll just quickly share my screen so you'll see what I mean by using the Azure AI Foundry platform. Oh, just a sec.
Hopefully, we can hear each
Okay.
other now.
Is it okay
And
now? Just unmute the mic.
now, can we see and hear each other?
Still not. Wait. Now?
Yep. Hopefully.
Okay. In the meantime, let me share the screen so that we can
Test,
continue.
test.
So here's the Azure AI Foundry portal. I think you can all see it. Yep. So basically, what we're going to build today are the agent types. So how we're going to create and enable agents. Let me
Test,
just...
test.
Okay. You can hear Marco. Amazing. Okay. Okay. Then we can continue. Marco, I think
Yeah,
it's
can we
an
hear each
issue
other?
with me then, because if the others can hear you, then we're good to go. You can
Okay,
start sharing the
wonderful.
screen. Sorry, guys. I
Wonderful.
just saw the chats.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's take this step by step. So I will share my screen now and talk about can you
Amazing.
see it? Yes,
Okay.
great. Now let's hopefully set up the phone right. For those who haven't explored the Azure AI Foundry yet, this is the central platform
from Azure that you can do all your AI stuff on. So basically, we have agents, we have fine tuning for training models, we have this is the newest stuff. It's tracing. It's basically seeing what the model does in real time and how it reasons. So it's less of a black box, and you make sure it works as expected. We have automated jobs. We can process data. We can train models, of course. And here is the overview, and these are the playgrounds. Now, these playgrounds are the perfect spot for anyone who is starting out and learning about AI, Microsoft agents, and as you can see, there are many capabilities. On the previous session, we showcased audio playground. We showcased image generation, speech, language playground, and now the main thing, the agents. So when we enter the agents playground, we see a couple of important things. First of all, once we customize and set up our agents the way we like it, we can easily integrate it in any application we want, basically with just this code snippet. Next, I will say hello to the agent and ask him what can you do. Now, this agent is not customized at all, so we'll get a generic helper response. And now we can see these thread logs. Basically, that monitoring part that I told you about in the beginning, it says its reply, what it got as a prompt. As we can see, the metadata of the request and evaluations. And basically, we can see how many tokens it used, how it reasoned, and all that important stuff for production agents. If we this is like a chat in ChatGPT. If we are not happy with our chat, we can start a new thread. It's basically resetting the session memory of the agent, so that's quite useful. Now on the right, we can see some important things like how we can name our agent, what is the model that runs behind it. uh, this is really important. This is your system prompt. For those who are unfamiliar with the system prompt, this is the uh, main text, main way you write to the model and tell it how to behave, how to act, and basic knowledge that it needs to have to operate and finish the tasks you give it. This is agent description, basically for humans and colleagues to know what the bot should do and how it should operate. This knowledge part is RAG, retrieve augmented generation. Basically, instead of training your own model with the knowledge you need, this is you put knowledge on top of the already trained GPT-4.1 model. This can be very useful, and we'll see it in action later in the demo. This is Actions tab. Basically, the agent right now in a chat is not very useful for us. It cannot automate anything. It's just a chatbot without these actions. And we can also perform multi-agent activities. So combining one or two, maybe three agents, one after another, completing big workloads and automations. So that could be a core feature some people use. And this temperature and top P, basically temperature is how verbose responses it gives, how happy or cold it is. Now, for this demo, I total no idea. I don't remember birthdays well, and I often forget to send happy birthday messages to all my friends. So maybe I can automate that task to one of these agents. So basically, in the system prompt, I will say that you are a happy birthday email agent. You send emails on my behalf, and wish others happy birthday. He only sent emails about birthdays. Now, this sentence is key so that the agent doesn't hallucinate and stray away and send some nonsense emails to people that we don't want to send. Now, if I say to this model, send an email to Marco, he is turning 22 years old. Now, by itself, it will behave as a chatbot and will not know how to send emails. That's where the actions tab comes in. This actions tab gives the power to your agent. You can create Azure functions, custom functions. Maybe you can give it some code, it can interpret and work on that code, and it can connect to Azure Logic Apps as well. Now, this is a whole gallery of Azure Logic Apps that you can probably do anything that you want and anything you can imagine, and automate any workflow that you can. Now, I have set up an integration with my Outlook email, so it's able to send emails to anyone I want. It's a really simple process. You only connect your Azure account to your Outlook account and give it permissions so that the AI agent can really send an email. As you can see, it's a couple of clicks setup, and now I can spell also in the meantime. Uh, it gives the power to your AI agent to send emails. Now his email is, I will send it to my personal one. And in a few seconds, you'll see that it actually does the job. Now, the birthday email has been sent to Marco. Now, if we refresh, we can see it happened. Now, this is for testing. It's a basic generic message, but you can fine tune all this in the system prompt and tell him what exactly to say. And also, you can see the placeholder for my name. I basically, in the system prompt, I haven't told him my name. So I will say that my name is Marco Apenas. And if we run it again, it will know from who is the email that we are sending. So yeah, let's see that in action as well. There you go, Marco Atanas. Now, as you can imagine, remembering the emails of all your friends is quite tedious and actually really hard. So this is where retrieve augmented generation comes into play. It can really read anything that you want. It can read Azure AI Search, the vector database. It can read SharePoint. SharePoint can have all sorts of data. It could also search on Bing, which is really useful for research or some complicated topics that we need access to the internet. We also have Microsoft Fabric, and we have also TripAdvisor. You can maybe book your own flights and trips if you don't like to do that manually. I will now upload a local file, which is basically this a human readable file that I set up in a few seconds, and it will truly be able to get this data and understand and to use it successfully. Now, also this is 2 clicks. We upload the file, but the key thing is without modifying the system prompts, the agent will never know that it has knowledge and when should it access its knowledge. So that's why I will add to the system prompt this message saying if an email is not given in your prompt, first and identify the exact email from knowledge. And once it reads this, it will know to search through any file that has been uploaded to its memory. And it will know to not send an email if there isn't knowledge about where to send the happy birthday message. So in this email, I have also myself sending to my personal email. And I will say, hey, it's Marco's birthday. I will send him an email and tell him he's awesome. He is cool. Now, what should happen is that the model should analyze and see that there isn't a specific email in this prompt and should access its knowledge. As you can see, it happened successfully. And the 50 mail in a row came to me and it said that I'm cool. Also, in the meanwhile, we'll send a message to Boyan and we'll tell him also that he is cool. Now, very interesting is these thread logs saying everything that happens. See, we can see the message I've sent it. It decided to look through this knowledge it has and then activate the logic app and send an email through it to the specific recipient that we specified. Here is the metadata and how long did it run and how many tokens did it use. So that's 2,600 tokens, which is quite expensive, but it didn't find Boyan's email address. Probably, let's try it now. Now, a step above this, no, it doesn't find Boyan's. A step above this is to actually create a vector database that includes the names and emails and birthday dates of all your friends or maybe colleagues, and do an automated task that the agent every day checks if there's a present birthday. And if there is, it should send a birthday email to the specific user. So yeah, this is the gist of it. I would like to say that this fun idea was from Azure Innovation Station. That is a YouTube channel that mainly focuses on AI agents, Azure AI agents, to be specific, and has a lot more in-depth videos up on this topic. If you're interested and want to learn, that's a great place to start. So yeah, this was the demo, and let's see. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, let's open the question floor. And I think we have already one question. Okay, so what is files? What is the file search tool? Because I see the C# SDK version in preview mode. In preview mode, shall I use it? That's the first question from Chena. I think she
Kim,
was mentioning about the SDK version of the agent. So why can you use it as an with the C#?
yes.
SDK?
So basically, when you go into the view code panel I showed, you can customize which language you want to use. There are integrations with most of the widely used languages like Java, Python, C Sharp. Me and Boyan actually are building an app that uses these tools actively. And all we needed to do was find the integration for our agent. And then we chose the language we are building in our app in. So basically, we chose C Sharp. We added the code snippets and integrated in our program CS. and it automatically was called, and we got the agent running in the cloud, and it was automatically connected. Um, how to configure? I see another question. How to configure Microsoft tool with Azure AI Foundry agent? Oh, this is a bit more complicated, and I should suggest to you this channel, Azure Innovation Station again. This guy is actually focusing really deep into everything that is Azure AI and Azure agents, and quite recently with Model Context Protocol. Uh, there is probably a playground that you can try out, Matsapa connecting through the Azure AI Foundry to your maybe some sort of Azure service. And yeah, maybe you can also follow up on our accounts and we can provide you more in-depth detail about how you can do this.
I think
When
our
maybe you can add
one
to
of
this.
yeah one of our guest speakers. I don't know if you remember a couple of sessions ago. I think it was what was her name? I forgot.
Chiara?
Not Kiara. Before Kiara, she was talking about the MCP servers and also how to integrate them in in your tool, like also with Azure, the Azure AI Foundry agent. So that was a really cool session, just a couple of sessions ago. I I cannot remember the name now, but from what I've heard about the from the session was that she exactly explained how you can run an MCP the MCP tool and also try to create one with the Azure AI Foundry agents, and also how you can run it even locally. So I think that's the session you would need to take a careful look at it. And it's also in our YouTube channel, so you can search.
I
Um,
am sending the link right now to
yeah,
the chat.
you found it, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, yeah, that is the session actually. Yeah. Um, so uh, about the agents, I also have one question that I was really intrigued. You said something about the temperature. So, what would happen if we, let's say, decrease the temperature of the AI agent? So, will it answer more coldly, like in shorter sentences, or, for
In
example, if you increase it, it will be even more descriptive? So, what is the case of that?
Yeah, so in basic terms, the less temperature it has, it gets straight to the point. So if we set the temperature to 0, it will not try to talk any more than it's needed. It will be straight to the point and really cold, as temperature suggests. But if we increase the temperature a lot, it will try to add fluff and add more text, more verbose responses, and that could be useful if you want to optimize your token usage. So if you're using a lot of tokens for every reply, you can set the temperature lower, and that way you use less tokens in every reply you send. So that is the
Mhm.
practical way of using temperature.
So basically depends on the use case. If you want your agent to answer more straight to the point, you would just simply decrease the temperature. And
Exactly.
also another thing that was exciting was the adding a knowledge base. So basically, it can be of a different source. So going from, let's say, the Azure AI search, which we were also currently using in back in our app. So I think this agent mode using Azure AI search could do amazing things, because if you have an Azure AI vector, which contains, let's say, um, for example, instead of using the local file, we can also do the same thing with the Azure AI search tool, and I think it will be even more efficient than just using local file, which I think it can even do more things than that, because it's a vector database. So basically you can store the data as vectors inside, and I think it will be even easier for the model to just take there and retrieve what is needed. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes, we actually use the Azure Vector database to store user memories. So
yeah,
we remember facts about their users. So maybe in this case, we can remember and store the birthdays of our users. And through this automated pipeline, we can send happy birthday messages to our users every
yeah.
year since they're using our application.
Okay, we have another question. So I need some real-time agents that creates using Azure AI Foundry. Is there any link where I can refer so I can get some hands-on knowledge? Well, about real-time agents and using Azure AI Foundry, I can simply send you first the link about the Azure AI Foundry service. So here you can learn more about the. So here's the link. So basically, on this link, you can learn more about the agent AI Azure AI Foundry agent, so platform where you can learn the different types of agents that you can create, and also how to create them. It also contains some quick starts, some tutorials on how to get started. So this is the main thing that you should use when you are doing the agents, because here, as I can see, you have the concepts, how to build the agent, how to deploy and share an agent, monitor and evaluate an agent, how to include system messages, and so on and so on. Also, about the question about the SDKs, you also have it here. So you can find the SDKs here. And I think this will be very helpful for you and in your case. So I think I answered your question. So you can give this link a try, and I think it will help you a lot. Okay, so until we wait for some other questions, um, I think now we've covered both Microsoft platforms about creating agents. With Chiara, last time we covered the creation of agents using Copilot Studio, and now Marco covered the Azure AI Foundry platform for creating agents. So basically, the main difference between these two sessions was that Copilot Studio is more business related. So basically, it kind of mm, gets more data from how do I say, like uh, I would say bigger data in terms of financial financial stuff, business related stuff, Excel tables, CSV files. So it has like a bigger amount of storage that it can produce. But also, as we saw, the Azure AI Foundry models are more technical. So basically, you can instead of just doing them from the platform here, you can also implement them in your code, which is also, we're going another level. Um, we're going another level up from the Copilot Studio agent, but I think both of them are really useful in nowadays, especially in the business and also the programming world. I think Marco will agree with me on this one.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, Juan. Well, really well said. Maybe we can do an event that ties together the Azure AI speech and the agents, so we have voice controlled agents, which is really used quite recently and a really fun topic to explore.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And also, everyone that is here, I also invite you for our next session, which is going to be our biggest, and yet I think also our most watched session, because believe it or not, next time, for the next session, we have the one and only Lior, which is the director of Microsoft Intune. So Mr. Lior will guide us through his life journey. So from being a student to having the career as a director, as one of the directors at Microsoft Intune. So I think that would be an amazing session for all of you who want some inspirational content, especially in the IT world, because really he's an amazing guy, an amazing person, a person who loves to share his story about how he started and where he is now, and also to tell us that nothing is impossible, and that with hard work, with passion, with a good amount of determination, I think everything is possible. So I will post another reminder for all of you in the next coming weeks about the session. But if you want to register now, you can find the link at our LinkedIn profile, and also you can join us on our YouTube, Twitch, and LinkedIn profiles. So this stream goes on there. So you have the links just below the stream. And I think next session it will be really, really amazing. Again, thank you all for joining this marathon. This was a surprise for all of you. So we decided to throw two events which are really popular right now, and to surprise all of our viewers, because you definitely deserve it. You're here with us every session, and the number keeps on increasing and increasing. Every session that we do, it gets even an even better reach. So kudos to you guys joining us on a Friday. I know that it's it may sound harsh, joining a live stream at 7 p.m. at least here in Europe, to see this to see this content. But still, I think it's highly productive and interesting to know about the AI agent, because really those are the things that are driving the world right now, and I think they'll be even more powerful as we're approaching this crazy technological world further. So again, thank you all for joining, and see you in a couple of weeks from now, so in April. And I think we'll have an awesome session that's in April. So kudos again, and see you very soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.